So we'll start off this lesson by going to superherodatabase.com. It's superherodb.com. That'll bring you to this site. Here you can go up to the top and go to characters and then superhero database classes. And this will bring you to a site that shows you all the different, or some of the different superheroes. So let's just look at some that the students might know. For instance, Dash from The Incredibles. And they're able to see an image as well as a biography of all the different superhero power strengths and appearance and all the different stats about the superhero. This is great to get students engaged in the lesson and thinking about different characters that they can use for their project.
Once we have students thinking about superheroes, it's time to introduce the lesson. This is the Prezi presentation that goes along with the superhero lesson. Once you've introduced the lesson, you're able to go over the learning objectives with the students so they're able to know what they should accomplish through the time spent here. Now it's time to ask students to talk about what they know about characters in general. If they have superpowers, they fight evil, wear costumes, live in cities, and so forth. The goal is to have students establish a basic understanding of super characters before analyzing them more closely. Ask students to name some of their favorite superheroes and supervillains from comic books and movies, and list these suggestions on the smartboard. Now ask students to give examples of real-world issues of particular concerns to them or society in general. These can be broad issues such as global warming, poverty, or disease, or more personal issues such as bullying or troubles with school. List these answers on the smartboard. Explain that students are going to create their own superheroes or supervillains motivated by and linked to one of these social issues. Have each group choose one of the issues from the board to be the group's character's symbolic issue. For example, if a group chooses global warming and they plan to create a supervillain, they might want to make the supervillain's goal to set off a giant volcano, melt the polar ice caps, and flood New York City. Conversely, a superhero might have super breath that enables them to create powerful winds to turn wind turbines for an alternative energy source. Now it's time to create the super characters using Kaku. Assign students to groups of 4 forming cooperative teams. Explain that each group is to create their own superhero or supervillain by completing the profile form. Further instruct students that they are to help their team members with suggestions if any of them have trouble. Groups will create mind maps of their superheroes using Kaku to collaborate. Students should go over the Kaku tutorial with their teacher prior to starting this. Have the groups present their mind maps using the class website or blog where the students will have already exported their mind maps from Kaku. Give each group a chance to share their superhero or supervillain's names, encouraging the class to guess at the nature of the characters based on the superhero's name. Ask students to share their characters' goals or purposes, their characters' symbolic issues. Have them share 2 or 3 of their characters' qualities to help to achieve their goals to solve the issues. And there you go, now your students have created fantastic characters.